What music they make.
Metal. Global.
Sejam bem-vindos a mais um podcast de Metal Global. Hoje a conversa é com Erik Grönwall, ex-vocalista dos H.E.A.T e dos Skid Row e também de Michael Schenker. Ele tem um novo álbum solo intitulado Bad Bones e a conversa com o Erik é para ouvir já a seguir. Antes, não quero mais lembrar que tem a versão rádio deste podcast em exclusivo na RTP Play, a passar por lá, procurar por Metal Global. Para além de temas de Erik Grönwall, há também novidades Iconic, Steel Panther e Insania. Ora bem, depois de deixar uma marca indelével em gigantes como Skid Row e H.E.A.T e de ter acompanhado a lenda Michael Schenker em digressões épicas, Erik Grönwall reclama agora o centro do palco. O novo capítulo chama-se Bad Bones, um trabalho cru e honesto, onde o sueco vira os holofotes totalmente para si. Marquem no calendário, o novo álbum solo chega a 22 de maio e promete ser uma declaração de intenções absolutamente imparável. Para falar sobre esta novidade Bad Bones, a conversa é com Erik Grönwall.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Erik. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Everything is good. How is Sweden?
Yeah, nice. It's nice here today. Actually, we're finally seeing some sun. So,
That's good.
That's not very common here.
Well, on the other hand,
we're melting.
yeah. On the other hand, here in Lisbon, it's a bit cloudy, so for a change.
Nice. Yeah. That's nice.
You know, let's go straight to Bad Bones. But before we go to Bad Bones, people were, saying that you were in Skid Row, you were with Michael Schenker. Why leave all that to go solo?
Well, first of all, I started. It was breaking up, so I'm not really sure if you said that I played with H.E.A.T, the Swedish band H.E.A.T, for 10 years.
Yep.
But then when I decided after 10 years, I felt like it was time for me to do something else. I just wanted to explore what was out there. But then I got really sick. So I got leukemia. I had leukemia 5 years ago. And at that point, when I was at the hospital, I realized that the only thing I want to do is get back on stage and sing for the rest of my life. And then the incredible thing happened that Skid Row reached out to me and asked me to become the singer. That's one of the bands I grew up listening to. So it was surreal. It was surreal. The reason why I decided to leave that was because I could feel that I still needed more time to really properly recover after all my treatments. And I felt like it became too much to be on the road as much as they wanted. Yeah. So my proposal was to do a little less touring, but we couldn't find common ground, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But that's the reason. That's the answer to your first question. And then why? And then I started touring with Michael, and then I guess some people ask, but why can you tour with Michael and not Skid Row? Well, because when I told Michael about my situation a year after, so I had a lot of time to really recover. But when I told Michael about my situation, he said, "Don't worry, I'll just get a stand-in singer ready to fill in for you if you feel like you have to sit one out," which made me feel really comfortable about trying to tour again. Yeah. I couldn't say no to that. Michael is very good at finding solutions, so I went for it, and I haven't left Michael. I mean, the door is always open for Michael to read. Oh, Michael, it's just something I have to do for me, and I'm sure you understand, because he's always been doing his own thing. So it's all good. All doors are open. So yeah, that's the answer. A long answer,
but it's the right answer. It's just for people to understand that it wasn't, it was just because you wanted to be like a big solo star or anything. It's just life gets in the way. Life gets in the way, and
Sorry.
And you have a family as well, so it's not like something that, I mean, you want to give up on.
No, exactly. And for me, it's just that coming from that very strange place, you know, having had that illness and everything that comes with, it's not like you do chemo and you do a bone marrow transplant and then you're like, you're fine. You know, it takes a long time for the body to, I have a new immune system, I have a new blood type, you know, all these things. I have to redo all the vaccinations. Being on a world tour while that is going on is hard. But the reason why I did it was because I really wanted it to work out. I really wanted to do, you know, still be in Skid Row. But for me, my necklace here says health always comes first.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it has to be. I mean, for everyone, but especially when I got that health scare, it's obviously more important for me than ever to really take care of myself. So that comes first.
Yeah. And so when did you actually start working on the songs for Bad Bones?
I started working on the first, actually it was somewhere between Skid Row and Michael Schenker. And I started writing because I asked myself, who the fuck is Erik Grönwall? Since I've always been in bands, like you said. So I just wanted to find out who I am musically, and I'm inspired by so much different styles and so many different styles of music. You know, I can listen to Fleetwood Mac, and then the next song could be a Slipknot song, or Korn song. It's very like, or Queen, you know. So you know, just trying to navigate, okay, if I want to tell my own story, if I just want to sit down and do something that's really honest, transparent, and which was very important when we started working on this, then who am I, you know? Just, so it took me 2 years from the first song we wrote to the album we have now. And started working 2024-ish. Yeah.
You know, and listening to the record, you know, obviously there is, you know, the melody is all there in all the songs, typical of Swedish guys and bands. You know, it's just it's one of the things that I get, you know, so jealous is how do you guys can come up with so many great fucking melodies, you know, all the time.
Yeah.
It's not just once, you know, like it's all the time, and this album has everything. You know, it's crazy.
Every day Swedes wake up, the first thing we do in the morning is we go like this and we say, thank you, ABBA, thank you, ABBA, thank you. You know, it's we pay our respects to ABBA. No, but it's actually it's kind of true, I guess. I mean, if you listen to Ghost as well, there's a lot of great, you know, very catchy melodies, and I think Swedes are very proud of what ABBA achieved, and also other great songwriters we have, like Max Martin, who's I think he's the biggest songwriter in the world, actually. So I just think we have a thing for melodies. Europe as well, you know, catchy melodies, but then we can package it any way we want. Like Ghost, for instance, they have these very catchy melodies, but they package it in dark, you know, fucking almost death metal. It's cool, yeah. But thank you for saying that.
Yeah, but one of the songs on these records was the winner. For me, it's one of the highlights because it's a bit different from everything. It's a more, you mentioned Queen, I would say it's more the Queenish Broadway kind of a song that's on these records. And it's one that caught my attention because it's a bit different from everything else, and it's a fucking amazing song.
Thank you. The funny thing is, that was the first song I knew I wanted on the album. So when we started writing and I heard Who's the Winner, which originally came from Jonah and Ludwig Turner, who's also a guitar player in my band. He's in a band called Reach as well. And I just heard that song, and this is what I want on the album. But then, you know, because now it stands out. So it was hard to it was hard to start with that song because I didn't really know where to go from there. Like, is it going to be like a Queen album, a day at the races, or a night at the opera? What are we doing here? But I just knew that song had to be on the album, and it's one of my favorites as well. Absolutely, and so we worked a lot with. We changed the lyrics a lot, yeah, I'm happy the way it turned out.
Yeah, it's one of the highlights. Praying for a Miracle, it's the next single, I think. I saw that the video is coming out soon.
Yes.
Anyway,
Wow, yeah.
And it's another highlight. I mean, the whole record is a highlight.
Thank you, thank you.
But what's the Praying for a Miracle is about for you? What's the story you're telling here?
For me, Praying for a Miracle, I like to write songs that people can, interpret any way they want. Like, could have multiple truths. But it's for me, it's about my first show with Skid Row. My first show with Skid Row was in Las Vegas, 5 months after my bone marrow transplant. I weighed 55 kilos. I struggled vocally after all the treatments. I was taking a lot of cortisone during my treatments, and I had to fight my way back and get my voice back, which was scary. And then knowing that you're about to go on stage and front a band who had probably the best rock vocalist in the world. He's what Sebastian did on those albums is incredible. So it was just, I was standing there, and one part of me was like, I don't care, because now I'm doing this for me. And I came from something bigger, that perspective, that fuck, I'm alive, and I get to do this. I'm just going to go out there and enjoy it, and I don't fucking care what you think. But another part of me was also obviously, how am I going to pull this off? I have no idea how I'm going to do this. But so I just wanted to capture that moment with the song. Like, okay, there's only one way out of this situation. Just, if you're up there, just give me a nudge. Just help me a little bit, and then I took the stage. So the song is about that moment, but it could be about any moment in life where you feel like, I'm not sure how I'm going to pull this off, but there's only one way forward. You just have to go in there and do it.
Yeah. So these records, it's really about the last 5-6 years of your life in a way. Are the stories of the most recent past for you?
Yeah, I would say the last 5 years mainly. But it could also, like Bad Bones is pretty much about who I am, as a person. A bit rebellious and like to question things and think people can be pretty annoying. So the whole album is just that's my intention here was, like I said, to find out who I am, and it's 100% me. But I would say mainly it's me processing everything that's been happening the last 5 years. Absolutely.
Yeah. When you say you like to question things, I'm one of the persons that don't like to be questioned about anything.
Well, sounds like maybe I should practice to just not question things. Practice being questioned.
No, I think
that could be our challenge.
In reality, I think it's a good thing to question things. It's why should we conform with the way things are, and why not question, a change or something. I don't see anything bad. But normally for me in my day to day, please don't talk to me, don't question me, don't say anything.
But I get that. I can totally relate to that as well.
Yeah.
But it's just generally when people tend to agree too much, and everybody where everybody thinks the same, no one is really thinking. So it's sometimes it's just better to, hey, wait, stop. What are you saying here? Why? And just
Yeah.
I think it's important to question things, actually.
Yeah, it is. And, people that agree all the time with everything, there's something odd with those people, I think.
Sorry, what was that? You were breaking up.
No, I say that, like, if people agree all the time, I think there's something odd about those people. It's
yeah.
I mean, brain, not working, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think life is easier, though, if you're really dumb. I think life is easier for dumb people. Anyways.
Yeah, but
End of philosophy.
Yeah, but people, there's the saying, ignorance is bliss. And I think
exactly.
more than ever, that's right. It's the less sometimes, like watching the news, the day-to-day things, the less we know about those things, probably the better at the end of the day, if you want to carry on living life properly. Absolutely. Ricky Gervais actually once said, ignorance might be bliss to the ignorant, but to the rest of us, it's a pain in the ass. And it's true. I
kind of like that. Yeah.
So you already have You have some shows. The first ones in May already sold out. Then you have a show in Finland, and then it's all Sweden. Are you thinking about the rest of Europe? I know touring nowadays is a bit difficult for for an artist, no matter who they are. But what's the idea for until the end of the year or next year for you?
I think mainly we're looking at next year. It feels like it's just starting, and it is in a way. But I feel like I'm a bit cliche, but a new era is starting. So I don't have all the answers now, to be honest. I'm not really sure. We're gonna do Sweden and we're doing Finland this summer. I have an announcement coming soon, but I can't say anything right now. But I want to go out there. I want to tour, but I also feel like I'm not in a rush to do it, if you know what I mean. I just it has to make sense. But I would love to do some festivals in Europe next summer and build from there. But it really feels like I'm a new artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But for the music business, you are a new artist because it's a it's a solo record after being in all those bands. How is it that motivating in a way, or it's something that again you have that rebellious nature? I'm going to fuck you anyway. So we'll see who the new artist is. How's that? But how does that feel for you when someone say like, we're not sure about you because you're a new artist?
I don't really care. I just I say this with as much respect as possible for everyone listening to my music. But when I picked up the guitar the first time when I was 12, I did it for me. And it has to. I have to enjoy what I'm doing. If I don't enjoy what I'm doing, I'm not going to be able to do a good job with it. So it has to start with me. But then I obviously am extremely grateful when people like it and listen to the music and support me, because that's the only way I can wake up to and do this for a living and do what I love. So one part of me is I don't care because I have to do this for me, and it has to make sense for me. Another part of me will obviously be happy if it goes well, and if people like it. So that's the might be a boring answer and a diplomatic answer, but it's an honest answer.
And what's going to be the musicians that are going to play with you? Do you have locked the band for the solo shows?
So one of the guitarists is one of my closest friends from high school. His name is Philip Neslund. We started our first metal band together in high school. It was called Raid. It was cool. It was not that cool, but it was kind Cool. Yeah, we just did stupid things and wanted to be like Motley Crue, I guess. Not music-wise, just the partying,
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Anyways, we didn't talk for like 10 years. He moved to the States, and then when I joined Skid Row, we started hanging out again. And then he became the guitarist for Bruce Dickinson. So he plays with Bruce, and he plays with me in this band. And then he brought a guy he knows, Dennis Holm on drums. He also lived in the States for a while. And then I have 3 Swedes I love: Ludwig Turner of the band Reach, Sufjan, which is the bass player of Reach, the same band. So I'm stealing the whole band. And then Michael Blanc on keyboard. He's in a band called Degreed, also Swedish, a great Swedish band. So, I just wanted to do this with people I respect and people that they can play anything. And, they make me sound better. And I wouldn't be able to do this without those guys. So it's just a cool guys,
Yeah, and great musicians, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That I respect. Yeah.
And besides the solo songs from the solo records, are you going to revisit a bit of your career on those solo shows, or what's the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan. Absolutely, and also do some of the most viral YouTube interpretations, covers that I've done. A little bit of everything, but I think it will also, because I'm just going to keep writing and release more music. So I think the set list will evolve towards, I don't know, it's hard to say, but maybe more original material as we tour, yeah, we'll see. But the start is, to answer your question, the start is most viral YouTube covers, the originals, and a little bit of, maybe a song from H.E.A.T. I think I can do 18 Alive. I did that even before I was in Skid Row, so I think that's okay.
I think we all will appreciate.
I auditioned with that song when I got. Sorry.
No, I think we all will appreciate that anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good stuff. Good deal.
And, with Schenker, I saw you in Dublin with Michael Schenker. It was absolutely, awesome show. You did the Japanese shows, the Budokan. How was that experience for you?
Insane. Just... I'm so happy Michael asked me to do that those Japan dates with him, because he sold out Budokan, and just it's this iconic, legendary venue that I know. Sorry, I used to watch concerts with like the bands I look up to, and they play there, so it felt like another full circle moment in a way. Yeah, and it was so cool because they didn't allow any phones at the venue.
Okay.
And I'm not against having phones at concerts, but I will tell you that the connection with the audience was on another level, because when when people are not looking at their phones and actually you get the eye contact, there's a whole other kind of energy in the room. So I actually liked that phones weren't allowed, but I can also see it from a fan perspective that, you want to have a video or like a memory or whatever from the concert. But yeah, so that was really cool. That was really cool. And it was recorded, so it will hopefully become something. I'm not really sure what the plan is. That's Michael's mission.
Normally when younger kids tell me they use the phones because they want to keep a memory from the show. What I tell them is back in my day we kept the ticket from the concerts. That was our memory from.
Yeah. I mean, can't argue with that, right? I mean, we did have a time before before cell phones, and that worked, and it was probably a better concert for everyone. So, but I just don't believe in forbidding people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really sure if that's the way to go. I actually thought about having like a rule, like an understanding with the people coming to the show. You know, when you have the photographers in the pit, they get to do the first 3 songs.
Yeah.
So maybe we can have like the same kind of agreement with the fans. Like, it's okay to use your phones, take pictures, but let's just do it the 3 first songs, and then let's focus on each other.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure how I will get that message out.
I saw Jethro Tull recently and Tool as well, and they ask for people not to use the phones, and then they say like on the last song, you can pull your phones out, take the photos, film, do whatever you want. And it worked.
Nice. Yeah.
And it worked. And people were actually respectful. And on the last song on Jethro Tull, they took the phones and started doing the photos and videos, whatever they wanted to do. But during the before, nothing. And with Tool was basically the same. Not everyone, because it was a big arena anyway, but people were kind of respectful of that. So, I mean, again, as you said, if you have an agreement with people, say, you know, let's just enjoy on the encore, you can take your phones out.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, could work.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Okay. And, you know, in this life, we can say never in anything. I mean, we can, but we have seen in the music.
What was that? You're breaking up. I'm sorry. I think I have a bad connection here.
I say it like in the world, we can say like never say never. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say never, but we know how that ends up anyway. But
life is full of surprises.
Yeah, but would you be against joining another band?
Wait, give me a second here. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I just gotta move to another room here with a better connection. Here we go. I am. I don't like closing any door. On my own material now, and keep writing music. Like I said, I love working with Michael Schenker, so I will never close that door. But you know, never say never, right? Well, that's a good question. Now you know what? My question today will be no. I'm gonna focus on my own stuff.
Okay.
And ask me again when I got an offer.
When I see you live, I'll ask you again, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe in a couple of years' time, we'll talk again. You're in some big band, and I'll say like, you remember that day?
Yeah, when you said never. Yeah. No, but honestly, I also think it's not good to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Because you become the guy that people just hire. I don't know. There's nothing bad about that either. I mean, it's a good life to be able to sing for a living. So, but I feel like what I've done now with writing this album and telling my story, it's been so fulfilling in a completely different way, and I feel so much more for this because it's all me, obviously, and my story. So it's so much more personal and meaningful for me.
And you know, just to wrap it up, at the end of the day, you really didn't have an option or a chance really to prove yourself as a solo artist, because when you did Idol in Sweden, you almost immediately joined H.E.A.T, and then from H.E.A.T you went from, you know, band to band. You really never got a chance to prove yourself as a solo artist. So now maybe this is the opportunity to see if you're really worth it, and I know you are, as a solo artist.
Well, we'll see what happens. But, you know, I'm all about enjoying the journey in life. And if I enjoy the process of what I'm doing and it doesn't end up well, at least I've had fun doing it, you know? I'm not so much I'm not sure if I believe in setting goals anymore.
I don't.
No, I mean, you never realize when you reach the goal. It's like, okay, what's next? So you really gotta just make sure you enjoy the process of it, I guess, you know, and I do. So if this, you know, if people don't like this and don't listen to it, it's fine, because I've had fun doing it, and I'm really enjoying it now as well. So, you know, just, I guess that's all I need to know for now.
Yeah.
And all I need to ask myself, am I enjoying this? Yes. Okay, keep doing it. Do more of what works. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, Erik, thank you very much for your time. Keep being rebellious and keep questioning things, okay?
I will, but I will never question you.
No. Whenever you see me, don't question me. Just say hello. You know? All right, Erik, have a great day, and great record, Bad Bones. I think fans are going to love it, you know, and who's the winner? It's the highlight of that record for me personally. So, you know, we'll see what people say. Anyway, have a great day, and hope to see you soon. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Metal Global foi a conversa com Erik Grönwall, ele que se prepara para editar o seu álbum solo intitulado Bad Bones, que chega às lojas dia 22 de maio. É um excelente disco para ouvirem. E assim chega ao final deste podcast. Dúvidas ou sugestões? Enviar e-mail jorge.botas@rtp.pt. Passem pelo site metalglobal.pt e podem me seguir no Twitter e Instagram em @mountainking. Se passarem pelo Facebook, façam like na página do Metal Global, e se estão a ouvir esta versão podcast em Apple Podcast, Spotify ou YouTube Music, subscrevam para não perder nenhum episódio. Eu volto no próximo programa. Um forte abraço.
Children of the night, you will live through the centuries to come, as I have lived. Good night.